and solidarity.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. The whole city should vibrate. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, everybody, all of you, esteemed guests, for coming to our mosque and going to share bread with us, break bread with us. I wanted to invite the whole community, but this place, this room is not big enough to have everybody there. So we have very few people, but important people here to hear your messages, and we appreciate the importance of Fremont is because all of us are here. And all of us are here because God placed us here. And with that placing of us here, we have a very big responsibility. Not only to the Muslims or the Hindus or the Christians or the Sikhs. And for the mayor who is a Sikh, I want to give a special invitation to visit Kartarpur in Lahore. Okay? That is an extension of our hospitality to you. You have an open invitation and for everybody. Thank you again. And to my young friend who just became a member of the Fremont Unified School District. Give her a big hand. She would come to our mosque and she would ask our people, our friends, brothers and sisters to vote for her. And Alhamdulillah, thank God, he is the youngest elected person in the history of Fremont. It is no wonder she would stand outside the mosque handing out flyers, and people would ask, who is this young girl? Can you say her name loudly one more time?
Renu Nair,
How would you spell it?
RINUNAIR.
So see, what that means is, age is not a barrier for service. Age is not a barrier for service. You can serve at any age. 77-year-old standing here before you, and a young girl sitting here before you. And we have all these people who have been here. So we again thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate it. And next time on Eid, we will have 3,000 people. We will please invite you. God bless you. Give them a big hand.
Thank you so much. Now we open up the floor. If there are any questions about the presentation, about Ramadan, about Muslims in general, anybody have any questions?
I'm going to start with you guys. Looking at you, I have a few months, and congratulations, first of all. You've been, you deserve it. And, here we look forward to your work going forward, which is going to be challenging, let's face it. It's just like you mentioned, dark times. Hopefully, they're over soon. But just want to understand from your perspective, what are some of the things that you plan to do to negate this, to mitigate what is coming towards us?
Thank you for the question and appreciate your good wishes. Look forward to working with you and the entire community. Yes, right now there's so many changes going on. Even us in the city government are constantly adapting. For example, there was a recent cancellation of some federal funding. So that was going to affect some of our CDBG funds, which are intended for some of the poorest folks in Singapore. We are a sanctuary compassionate city. So what that means is that we comply with all the state laws, and we also have taken a commitment that we do not work with ICE unless there's some extreme circumstances. Our local government wants to make sure that our immigrants and all of our residents feel safe. We never ask anybody's immigration status. If they have a problem, we just try to deal with the issue at hand. So we want people to feel comfortable that if they have any fear or any intimidation or anybody's harming them, that they can come to us and then we can help them, whether they're immigrant or they're out of status. So we want to continue that tradition. Other issues, we have all the bread and butter issues, which is basics. That's pretty much what I run on, is focusing, getting back to basics of good government, which is fixing potholes, making our city safer, addressing homelessness, and just overall quality of life concerns. And my goal is always to bring people together. At this time, be more uniters than dividers. And so I always try to elevate folks that are going to bring different interests, different people, different groups together. It's very easy to divide, especially based on ethnicity, religion, race, all kinds of ways that people have been divided. Even you look at hundreds of years, that's what people have used to divide folks. And so at the end of the day, we are all human, and we need to respect each other, and we need to look at the good in the other person and try to further elevate that. And I can go on and on, but those are some of the high-level issues. And so the city of Fremont, we're constantly adapting and addressing the various issues that are coming before us. But we want to make sure that if you ever have any concerns, feel free to reach out, and we will advocate for you.
Thank you. Were there any questions about like Islam or Muslims in particular? That's going to be into the event here.
Are there things that would be helpful, though? You have lots of different branches of government and expertise here. Are there things that the Muslim community would like for local government to tend to pay attention to think about in terms of program planning, city policy, civic governance, etc.?
2 quick questions. Every 5 times every day, we call for prayer. It's called the Adhan. And it is usually from a high place where people can hear it and come for prayer. Will the city of Fremont allow, like some other cities in America, to give a call for prayer? It's called Adhan. Will the city allow us to put up loudspeakers to call for Adhan 5 times a day? That's one question. And to Mr. Singh, if we come up with a proposal to put up 1,000 below market, low cost housing in Union City, will you work with us to allow it to be expedited for it to be built in 1 year?
Yes, well, that's a hard question. I don't know enough, to be honest with you, what the current regulations are, but I will definitely work with the community to find out what the process is, if there's any kind of ordinances that we need to work on. So I'm sure I'll be seeing you. We have weekly lunches, so we'll talk more.
So thank you for your question. We are building close to 1,040 affordable housing by the Union City Barn Station on the east side. And by state law, we supposed to have a 25% low-income housing. And we have that guideline, especially one of the plaza going to be like, I believe, over 300 units going to be low-income housing. So that's the one prospect we have right now. And we're looking forward to, we have some other facilities where we've been working on it, but it's a state law. Anytime you're doing affordable housing, you have to have 25% threshold in order to accomplish your goal. So if you have any proposal, you have the lot somewhere, please let me know. We can work with you to see what we can do under the city ordinance. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here today. So my question is, I recently heard that one of our council members in Fremont is bringing forth a policy change where they will only address issues that are local. And if you guys look around you, there's nobody local here. It doesn't look like anybody's local, except for maybe Sarah and Elisa, and of course, the two of you. How can it be just local? I mean, we are all immigrants. We are all, for a lot of us are fourth generation immigrants. I know a friend of mine who is Ukrainian, who's here in the audience right now, who's just coming from a rally. I'm coming from an event also that addresses issues that are going on in the world. How can we just limit to local issues when it's affecting our personal lives, when people are personally being affected? And can I get that answer? I mean, of course, it's mostly people.
Thank you for the question. So to clarify, council members are allowed to make a referral. Referral is a process to get something on the agenda. So for background, council member shall make a referral to encourage city council to focus on issues of local concern. And so what he's implying is that, for example, like police or fire or potholes or the day-to-day issues in the city. So right now, there's nothing been approved. There was basically lots of feedback that was received from lots of individuals all over the community. And so the city staff is going to be researching what the impacts are, how will this affect the entire community, and then it will be placed on the agenda with all the background information. At that time, we would look at it and get all your feedback and then make the right decision for the city. But it's just the first step. It's nothing final. It's just to get it on the agenda. So it'll be a board discussion.
As a Fremont resident, I think I could now lobby the mayor and the city on the referral. My first interaction here can be beautifully named East Terrace.
Oh, yes.
Because the Islamic Society of East Bay was 24 years ago with Muhammad Rajab inviting us right after 9/11. And one of the first times I spoke in front of the Fremont City Council as a resident was to make sure that at that time, the Bush-Cheney administration was trying to deputize our Fremont police to step into the mosques and to spy on the assumption that everybody was a terrorist. That is why this distinction between what is personal and local and what is international, what is national, is completely irrelevant. So I, as a resident, not speaking for Fremont for everyone, certainly hope, there has been a long-standing tradition historically, you're going to hear this in the discussion, that we never got involved in national issues and we try to stay on local issues. But the way to resolve that, if you're on the council, and this is my appeal to the mayor, we have the council as they deliberate on this, is it's referral by referral. If there's an issue that came up like a couple of months ago on the issue of Israel versus Palestine and that issue, either decide to take it up as a referral or not, but not make a kind of blanket policy that's vague and overbroad that prevents our residents who are connected to the rest of the world, our wonderfully diverse residents. I think over 60% of our residents have some connection to South Asia or East Asia at this point, certainly in our school district. This distinction in a world where we have the internet is no longer tenable and sustainable. So I would hope that that referral gets kiboshed and it gets to the council and gets voted down. So thank you.
So I'm just 1 out of 7 council members, and so I alone can't watch anything. But it will be for the public to decide to give feedback, and then we can discuss the merits of it. And this a policy is not binding. So you can have a general policy. For example, and Dave will agree with me. We used to have Mayor Bob Wasserman, and he would generally avoid issues that were international. But you can always, you can waive that for certain concerns if somebody wants to weigh in on Ukraine, whether you have the policy or not, you could still say that I would like to make a referral for us to take a stand on Ukraine or marriage equality or any other issue. And it could be seconded and it could be supported. So we have the full power. But I think, again, it's more of a policy discussion. And again, we're going to get into the weeds once we have all the data, what other cities are doing. I think Union City also has a policy. They don't, they focus on local issues. And so there's different, they'll study all the different areas and we'll come back and we'll definitely get your input on it.
I can, yeah. At the risk of having anyone leaving here with a perception that this is Berkeley telling Fremont or anyone else what to do, so that is not, that could not be the part of my goal here, and I am one of 9 members of the council anyway. But what I will say, and this is a challenging issue that every municipal jurisdiction struggles with to different extents. And even Berkeley has struggled with this question, has wrestled with this question. What I will also say is, one, I think this is where I am at personally on the question, is weighing in when it is a matter of consensus can be appropriate at times, at least that is my sense in my own local jurisdiction. And I say I was the friend who came from Solidarity Rally that we organized on 24 hours notice in support of Ukraine, my homeland. And it was very helpful for me to be able to say that the city of Berkeley has passed 4 either resolutions or proclamations since the invasion in 2022, and to be able to say that. And it is the city that speaks through its resolutions.
Is there any? Oh, sorry.
I've been on the Board of Supervisors for almost 2 years, and I agree with the comment. It's important to have consensus, but it's also important for the community to be heard. So we really haven't weighed in on a controversial topic as of yet. I know there's things in the works. We're also right now experiencing a time of transition. Supervisor Keith Carson has been on the board for 32 years. And we have a new colleague, Supervisor Fortunato Bass, who joined us on January 7th or 8th, the first Tuesday of January. So right now, and then with the new federal administration, and also we just appointed a new DA. So we've had many challenges on the Board of Supervisors, but to be very frank, it does feel right now that we are triaging. We are dealing with the most immediate and critical issues that are before us, because if you follow our agendas, we regularly have special meetings because of items that are time sensitive. There'll be a special meeting this upcoming Thursday with respect to negotiations with Oakland Coliseum. So the county is grappling with a lot right now, but I think my biggest message to all of you is just see our office as a resource. Please share questions, concerns. Please weigh in on policy that is going to be decided. Give us your input, your ideas, your suggestions, so that way we can modify it. But we don't have a firm rule right now on the Board of Supervisors in terms of what we take up and what we don't. I'm not someone who likes to shy away from controversial issues. I do feel it's important to have a thorough discussion and make a decision. We do have this unique rule on the Board of Supervisors where any supervisor can continue an item, so that continues to happen quite frequently as well. It only takes one, and they can continue up to 2 meetings, and so I'm still learning the role, and I will say my biggest assessment of the county is we need to have stronger infrastructure. We were not prepared or ready to take on the second administration of Trump. So we are playing catch up. So I'm committed to doing that work and figuring out a path forward, but want to be very upfront with you. We have many challenges ahead of us. And me personally, in terms of what I've been working on for the last 15, 17 months, something that I feel is extremely critical to all of us here is ensuring that St. Louis Hospital stays open, working with a coalition of leaders. Thankfully, on November 1st, Alameda Health System has affiliated with the hospital. They will not be closing. This past week, we secured over $30 million between a partnership with Eden Health District, the county, and the city of Hayward. So partnerships are key, communication is key, and again, it's about looking at what's directly impacting our community members right now. That's what I've been spending time and energy on, but also willing to continue to work on behalf of all of you. So if you have any suggestions, ideas, please share them with me and with my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors. And it's so important to understand all local government, levels of government, right? We also have our state legislators. So see all of us as a resource, because that's the only way we're getting anything done in this region, by working together.
I'd like to thank the Supervisor Marques for your you are the first one who said the ethical investment is really, thank you so much. And the other for the unhoused, the statement that you said, thank you so much. We really need help over there. And Mayor Singh, thank you so much for recognizing Ramadan, proclamation on March 11th. Really looking forward to that. Appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm not a resident of Fremont, so congratulations.
All right, well, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you all our government officials for showing up and anyone else who came through. Thank you, Shamsa, for setting up this event and any volunteers that helped. In about 7 minutes now, we'll have our call to the sunset prayer, and that's when Muslims will break their fast. However, please feel free to go ahead and take your plates now. And for those of you who are not fasting, please feel free to eat. Thank you so much. Oh, we've also got someone doing henna in the back. Mandy, if you want to start things. Thank you so much for coming.